Tonight you will put your child to sleep in their own quiet room, inside a soft crib with a glowing baby monitor nearby, and you won't think twice about it. But for 99.9% of human history, a baby sleeping alone in a dark room would have been dead by morning. There were no cribs, no monitors, and no pediatricians. Only the freezing cold of the Ice Age and predators that could smell a newborn from half a mile away. For over 300,000 years, every single one of your ancestors faced this exact same terrifying reality. Human babies are, without exception, the most helpless creatures on the planet, and keeping one alive was the hardest thing our species ever had to do. How they did it changes everything we think we know about parenting, family, and what our bodies were actually designed for. Let us look back at the daily survival struggle of a prehistoric mother named Carla. The root of the problem starts with a strange evolutionary trade-off. A newborn horse can walk within hours, and a newborn chimpanzee can cling to its mother's fur immediately. A newborn human, however, cannot even hold up its own head, cannot walk for a year, and cannot survive a single night alone. We are born this unfinished because of our massive brains. If a baby's brain grew any larger inside the womb, it would never fit through the mother's birth canal. Evolution made a deal. Humans are born with brains at just 25% of adult size, meaning 75% of our brain development happens while we are completely defenseless in a hostile wilderness. This was the deadly equation that every prehistoric mother like Carla faced. A baby that could not run, could not cling, and could not stay quiet when danger approached. In a wild world ruled by hypercarnivores and giant hyenas, a helpless human infant was not just a child. It was a highly visible target for every predator in the area. How did early humans keep these fragile infants alive in the wild? The answer is something modern society has almost completely abandoned. They never did it alone. Anthropological research shows that humans are cooperative breeders, meaning we evolved to raise children as an interconnected group because it was the only way to prevent our extinction. Unlike a chimpanzee mother who raises her offspring entirely solo for 5 years and violently attacks anyone who gets close, prehistoric humans shared the burden. Without the shared energy and protection of the tribe, the immense physical cost of growing a human brain inside a helpless body would have wiped us out thousands of years ago. Consider the staggering data from traditional hunter-gatherer societies like the Ife people. A newborn baby is held by an average of 14 different people in a single 8-hour day. The infant is passed from one pair of supportive arms to another roughly 8 times every hour, leaving the biological mother holding her baby only 40% of the time. The remaining 60% of the day, the child is safe in the arms of aunts, older siblings, neighbors, and grandmothers who share the collective load. Among the Aka people, fathers are within arm's reach of their infants for nearly half the day. The baby was never left alone on the ground, and it was almost always touching another human body. This constant contact was a literal baseline for survival, as a baby left alone on the frozen ground was an easy meal for predators. For a mother like Kayla, the collective group acted as a living, breathing shield against the elements, ensuring that the heavy, energetic price of child-rearing was distributed across the entire community. By spreading the burden, the tribe ensured the mother did not collapse from physical exhaustion, which directly affected her ability to produce milk. This survival network was the ultimate evolutionary weapon, allowing humans to outpopulate other primates despite having the most high-maintenance infants on Earth. When early humans began walking upright millions of years ago, they gradually lost the thick body hair that primate infants traditionally used to cling to their mothers. Because a human baby has nothing to hold on to, prehistoric mothers had to carry them constantly, which led to the invention of slings made from rugged animal hides and plant fibers. Archaeologists even discovered a 10,000-year-old infant burial in Italy, where a baby named Neve was laid to rest with the remnants of a decorated hide baby carrier. But this constant carrying was far more than ancient transportation. It was a sophisticated survival technology that triggered a deep, hardwired program inside the infant's nervous system. When a crying human infant is picked up and held against an adult body, its heart rate immediately drops, its breathing stabilizes, and it falls silent. Scientists call this the transport response, an ancient predator evasion reflex wired into our genetics. In the wild, a crying baby attracts predators, but a silent baby stays alive. Your own newborn child still runs this exact 300,000-year-old program today, when they instantly calm down the moment you pick them up and walk. The baby biologically believes it is being carried away from danger by a mother like Carla, so it automatically goes quiet to prevent both of them from being discovered and killed. Every time a modern parent paces the floor at night with a restless infant, they are experiencing a survival reflex that kept our ancestors alive. This physical connection was a vital necessity, ensuring that the fragile next generation could move silently through dangerous territory without exposing the location of the entire tribal group. This reflex shows that the infant's brain is not seeking comfort in a modern psychological sense, but executing a strict survival protocol. The baby's biology is profoundly aware of the dangerous environment outside, and its quietness is its own small contribution to keeping itself and its protector alive during the journey. Feeding a prehistoric infant required methods that would make modern parents flinch. Mothers breastfed for 3 to 4 years out of pure necessity, as breast milk was the only sterile, nutritionally complete food available in a world without formula or clean water, carrying vital antibodies that protected the child from deadly infections. This intense nursing schedule also suppressed ovulation, acting as nature's original birth control to prevent a mother from having 2 helpless infants at once. When the baby finally needed solid food, there were no jars of puree. Instead, our ancestors relied on pre-mastication. The mother or grandmother pre-chewed tough meats and roots. They would transfer the soft, saliva-rich food directly from their own mouth into the baby's mouth, lip to lip, delivering essential digestive enzymes and immune cells. Anthropologists believe this practical survival behavior is the direct evolutionary origin of human kissing, starting not as romance, but as a mother feeding her child in the wild. This brings us to the grandmothers, who explain a major evolutionary mystery. Most animals die shortly after they can no longer reproduce, yet human women live for decades after menopause. The grandmother hypothesis shows that postmenopausal women among hunter-gatherers were actually the hardest working foragers, gathering tough roots to feed their weaned grandchildren. By providing this food, grandmothers allowed younger mothers like Kayla to recover faster and have their next baby sooner, successfully passing down the family's genes. An older woman digging for roots under the harsh, prehistoric sun was the exact difference between a child living and starving. Menopause was a brilliant evolutionary survival strategy. Without these dedicated older women anchoring the community's nutritional needs, human reproductive rates would have been too slow to counter high infant mortality. The grandmother was not a dependent member of the tribe, but an essential pillar of demographic expansion and ancestral resilience during the worst crises. For 300,000 years, no human ever raised a child alone. A hunter-gatherer mother had between 5 and 15 people actively helping her every single day. Today, in our industrialized world, that number has shrunk to 2, and far too often, just one isolated parent is left to handle the immense pressure entirely by themselves. When you find yourself sitting alone in a silent apartment at 3 a.m. with a screaming infant feeling completely overwhelmed, remember this. Your exhaustion is not a failure of character, and it is not personal weakness. It is the natural result of trying to do alone what your body was never evolutionarily designed to do. We see this clearly in historical records, such as the ache foragers of Paraguay, where children were constantly supervised and played safely by the communal fire while mothers rested. The physical evidence proves that human infants were always raised in a shared environment, where the village naturally absorbed the stress of childcare. The ultimate lesson from our prehistoric past is that human survival is fundamentally cooperative, and isolation is our greatest vulnerability. If you are struggling with the relentless demands of parenting today, forgive yourself for the fatigue. Break down the modern walls of isolation and actively seek out your own supportive community. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors survived because enough people cared for every child. That collective bond is the only reason we are here. Do you think our modern lifestyle of isolating families inside separate homes is causing an invisible crisis for parents that is even harder to survive than the Ice Age? Please leave your thoughts below.